Hi guys, we're live on Insta, which is very exciting, and we're here today. So my name's Matt, I'm the buying director at Naked, one of the wine guys. I'm joined by Toby, who you know well from Insta Live by now.
Famous, yeah.
Not wearing his gilet today, but
it's a bit warm in the gilet sometimes. Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah. But Toby's our quality control manager, and we're going to take you through the benchmarking process. But this is a very important process that is part of Toby's big focus, where we assess our quality of our wine compared to the rest of the market. And we're also delighted to be joined by Joe with us today. Joe, what do you do for Naked?
I'm the boss of wine manager, so I bring in the wine, make sure it arrives on time and it's legal and it's made, and so you get it.
He basically nags us the whole time to make sure it all arrives on time.
But in all seriousness, it's also got an excellent palate, tastes wines brilliantly, and so we all get together kind of once a month to taste through wines as part of our benchmarking process. But Toby, maybe you'd like to give everyone a bit more detail around exactly what goes on with this.
Okay, so you'll see from the website, hopefully you'll know that we have two prices. We have our angel price, and then we have the market price or the list price as to what we think our wine is worth. And ideally, we want to illustrate how we can achieve the value that the angels can get as part of the Naked Wines model. So I spend lots of time trawling through the internet, through all of our main competitors, to find wines that are similarly priced at that list price, and to match against each of our wines. And then, so they'll be listed on the website. If you have a look on each page, there's a little question mark where you can hover above what the wines are that we are claiming as our comparative to ours. So that's it in a nutshell. And then as Matt has said, every month or so we will get together. I'll order in all the wines from all the competition, and we are here tasting blind to check, to make sure we're honest with ourselves and what we're claiming, basically. Rather than just picking a number out of thin air, we're here tasting exhaustively. We've been doing it for years, and that's it in a nutshell. And then so Joe is here because he knows what's here, we don't.
Yeah,
so
it's important to do everything blind, so you see everything's bagged up in his bag, so we don't know what anything is. It's really important to the integrity of the process.
Mm-hmm. And we'll go through it, we'll taste. So in this, let's say the first flight of 4, one of them will be ours, 3 will be from somebody else, three different retailers. We'll taste it blind. We would usually have our heads down, taking notes and talk about it after each flight. But for the benefit of all you thousands of viewers, we're going to
make it a little bit more exciting for you.
We're going to talk it through as we go and write notes. And then at the end of each flight, we discuss which we rank them blind. So which is our most favourite to least, and then we'll reveal. And all being well, hopefully,
we look to be in the mix against a set of wines which are broadly a little bit more expensive in the market than ours, and what we want is to be reassured that our quality stacks up to wines that you could find for a bit more in the market.
Exactly.
And as Toby said, this isn't just a marketing message. We don't want to just pluck some prices out of thin air. We want integrity in the process. We want to taste blind. We want to assess the competition. It's an excellent exercise. Lots of our competitors, everyone in the wine world tastes each other's wines. It's
healthy practice.
Very healthy process.
Yep.
But it is really a core part of our value offering, basically. So it's a process. We spend, Toby's probably top customer in quite a few of our competitors. We spend quite a lot of money rounding up samples, but it's money extremely well spent, I think, to assess the rest of the market and honestly check that our wine's really stacking up in quality. Great. If you've got any kind of questions, put it in the chat as we go along. But we're just gonna. Should we get cracking on the first flight? So Joe, what is our first flight of wines?
We're on the Trebinettia Sauvignon Blanc, so Italian Sauvignon Blanc.
Italian Sauvignon Blanc.
Which aren't that many of, really.
So this is going to all come from Veneto in the north of Italy. Actually, there's lots of Sauvignon Blanc grown in Italy. I think it's, as an aside, Italy's a brilliant, brilliant country to find interesting Sauvignon Blanc, and a bit of an unsung place, really. I just got back from Veneto this week. We were tasting quite a lot of Sauvignon, and it was all absolutely delicious. It often comes from Friuli in Veneto, parts of Veneto, Alto Adige, all up in the north, basically. But up in the north, and some quite interesting stuff from Sicily, really. But yeah, I think the most interesting stuff's up in the north.
It's very yellow, this one.
Okay, yeah, quite dark colour. Goes without saying, always spitting out when we're tasting 80, 100 wines in a day.
Yep.
Can't really swallow anything, otherwise we'd be lying on the floor by now.
Okay. So this one to me is wider, rather than being...
Wider than what?
Well, the one would expect with a Sauvignon Blanc.
Wider than me.
Yeah. I won't comment on that one. But like Sauvignon Blanc, to me, you know, what I always look for is bright freshness, aromatics, particularly from this part of the world or many others. And this is just more texture led.
I agree. It's got a bit of a smokiness to it. So it's got a sort of struck match. I call it sort of struck match. It's like the smell of kind of slightly gunpowdery.
Yep.
But quite ripe fruit, isn't it?
Yep.
It's quite
exotic,
big, like you say. It's not sort of acid driven, clean and fresh. Okay. Second one, slightly unusual aromatics there, I think.
You capture some notes, Joe, seeing as we're gassing.
Yeah.
Better on the palate, better in the mouth. And quite light and sort of floral, a little bit different to the last wine.
Yep.
Yeah, look, you know, you see a bit of a paler colour.
Yep. Mineral, perhaps?
Yeah. But it's kind of steeliness.
Yeah.
A bit more sort of composed, isn't it?
Like that one.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wine number 3.
This is nice.
More aromatic.
Aromatics. It's got that barrel, so that's a sort of barrel ferment impression.
Yeah, so what do you mean by barrel ferment?
So how technical do we want to go?
Well, let's start. The wine is, you think by smelling and tasting it, you think a part of this wine is fermented in an oak barrel, not in stainless steel or concrete.
So so if it was in stainless steel or concrete, there's lots of brightness and freshness that would come out of it.
Yeah.
The barrel just gives a bit more width to it. My brain cue for it is it smells like petit filou. Apricot yogurty.
Favourite.
But like apricot yogurt, that sort of but everyone can relate to that, right?
Sauvignon Blanc is interesting in oak. It goes very exotic, I think, doesn't it? Spicy, exotic, even a little bit. I think
You know when you get that fancy yogurt in the supermarkets, it's got like bits of apricot in it and some wheat germ maybe. Like that stuff.
Really getting technical, aren't you? Our yogurt aficionado here. It's definitely more complex. There's lots more different flavours going on in the wine there.
Good.
It's got more like mouthfeel. What I mean is like weight in the mouth, kind of. There's quite a lot going on in that glass.
Like tropical fruit here, rather than.
But still like
Still quite pithy
and acid folk. Like there's good backbone to it. Great, cool. Number 4.
Okay, so they're bright and aromatic again. Passion fruit. Nice texture, nice mouthfeel, there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
Again,
biting.
really exotic aromatics.
Yeah. It's almost like biting into a piece of fruit. In a funny kind. I don't know how I can explain it better than that. But
Lovely.
Crunchy bright fruit.
Yeah, crunchy. Really great acid, like mouth-watering, juicy.
a nice grassy lift on the finish.
Yeah. Classically. So it's got some classic Sauvignon characters. So grass, green apple, mint even.
Bit of tropical, passion fruity. Nice. It's very fresh and bright, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
It's good, Moorish.
So there you go. There's four Italian Sauvignon Blancs, different expressions, quite markedly different expressions.
For all the same price
We've
point.
described different characteristics of the wine, but really we're here to assess relative quality, kind of not style differences. So how can we sort of like pull these apart? I guess from my perspective, the second two have more things going on in the wines, more complexity, we say, more concentration, like they feel more voluminous in the mouth. The first two I felt were a bit more simple.
Yep, I agree. Tailored two halves, most definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. And there's a few style differences in there, which some people will prefer to others. So,
cool. So what are we going for?
Hang on, there's a hand up behind the camera.
I have a question.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to share the names and prices of each of the wines?
So they're all on the website. What we're tasting now.
So I think we'll share our wine. This is a sort of internal process which we're very happy to bring you into. But I think I'll tell you what we'll do here, right? We'll say which wine we like the best, and we're not going to put the others in order, all right? Because we're not here to we're here to assess our quality.
This is a healthy exercise
against the market. We're not here to sort of rubbish other people's wines. That's definitely not what we're about. It's all a happy big community of people making, enthusiastically making wine. So I think that works for us. So Joe, which one did you like the best?
Well, it'd be between 3 or 4, and I think I'll go for 4 just because it's a bit brighter and fresher, has a lot more kind of lift, and, and more kind of Sauvignon.
More Sauvignon.
What we'd expect from it.
Do I have to choose? Can I say a draw?
You can say a draw.
I'd say the last two the same.
So Toby, our fence sitter, is 3 and 4. No, good.
It's just a style point.
I think quality-wise, probably the same.
Exactly. That's what my hat on.
Yeah.
They're just those two are very same quality, just one slightly one side of the line versus the other. So
I'm going to say 4 also, just because it has a nice balance of Sauvignon, typical Sauvignon character, but this extra dimension that I think comes from the region it's from in Italy. And I think it's just a more sort of complete wine as a result. So there we go. Okay. So shall we reveal?
Glamorous assistant.
So as a collective, we're going to go for 4 because Toby's 3 and 4, and maybe we'll open 3 as well. Right, we could do that. Okay. Yeah. So what is? Where is 4?
Happy to know.
This one.
Number 4.
Oh. As long as it's ours.
Will we be happy?
It is indeed ours.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So it was definitely not fixed. I can assure you. We do this blind, as I said. We tasted together. Joe knew. Toby and I didn't know. Actually, no, you didn't know, did you, Joe? You've bagged them up, but then you've kind of randomised them all. So yeah, absolutely. So this is Antonio Fattori's Sauvignon from Friuli. He has a property in Friuli. This is where I think makes some of the best Sauvignon Blanc in Italy. So in the far north, borders Slovenia kind of region. 12.5%, really elegant. Price?
One moment, call it.
It's on the top of our tongues.
Just Google it.
Very reasonably priced.
So So $11.99 is the angel price. $12.99 is the
Wow,
list
there you
price.
go, $11.99. So you get a lot of Sauvignon for your money. Toby's joint favourite, what was that?
Number 3. Yeah.
Number 3. Let's see what else came out really well. As I say, we all liked it. Volante de Uve.
Bertani. Yeah.
Bertani, another big name in Italian wine production. Where did we pick this up from?
From Vinum.
Vinum. Okay, there we go. And this is priced at
$14.50 with
$14.50. So thereabouts. There you go. Wonderful. Great. Cool. There we go.
Yes, there aren't too many of these style of wines on the market, but what are very good.
Yeah. Great. Should we
Okay,
move on?
go again.
So still in Italy for this another. So what we'll often we'll do red wines first, and then we'll move to white wines. We're doing white wines today, mate, for you guys.
We've got everything.
We didn't do the reds, but often we'll taste red wines first. They're often harder to taste. And if you do red, then white, you leave the room not with red stained teeth, with nice white teeth again. So there's some practicalities to it, but also it's easier to taste. We find it easier to taste white wine after red wine. So, okay, so we're sticking in Italy. We're going to Costosa Bianco. So Costosa, small appellation in northern, again, same region, Veneto, often kind of overshadowed by Valpolicella for the red wines, but red wines are sort of Bardolino. So Costosa is closer to Lake Garda, kind of between, sort of very near very near Verona as a city.
Fair Verona.
So Costosa Bianco. So this would be they can use Garganiga, Cortese, those kind of grape varieties.
It's green fruity. Kiwi.
On the palate, especially.
Yeah. Like juicy like a kiwi as well, not just a flavour profile. It's nice.
Quite kind of mineral too.
Yeah. Very clean, very refreshing, nice concentration.
Yeah.
Almost a hint of sweetness. I don't think it's sugar.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of
right.
ripe fruit, isn't it?
Good quality fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really kind of mineral. And what do we mean when we say mineral? It's sort of like edge to the wine.
Yeah.
It's like a steely finish or
smoky sometimes or
stony.
Saltiness sometimes.
Yeah. There's quite interesting soil around this part if you're into soil, which I am.
No.
for my sins. But it's moraine. They call it moraine soil. It's like it's a glacier. It was formed by a glacier, and the glaciers moved, obviously melted now.
Yep.
But it pulled all these stones down into this part of Italy. And if you visit, like the soil is so unbelievably varied, but just full of minerals, basically.
The odd massive rock and
different coloured stones. Yeah,
nice,
amazing. Okay.
So I can't help but taste of mineral now in this wine. Having said that,
Power of suggestion.
Nice. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So not so expressive.
No, a little less aromatic, but you know,
sort of brooding.
It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brooding intensity. It's in the background.
Brooding. I like it.
Use that word a lot in tasting notes.
A bit more concentrated than the first,
Yeah.
but a bit less mineral, kind of less stony. No, it's still quite mineral.
It's nice.
More crunchy apple rather than the kiwi and last, I think. So.
It's a good foodie wine. Perhaps. It's got this sort of power in the background to stand up to some food.
still both really nice, fresh, clean. This is a great region for
I was about to say that.
these kind of wine, like the just beautiful, elegant Italian white wines, fresh, delicious.
Tastes like sunshine.
Yeah, so versatile with food, great with shellfish and fish, summery wines. So, you know, weather's perking up a little bit. These wines are starting to come into their own.
Nice. See, that one's got that profile from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
A sort of sweet fruit, good fruit, juiciness. Dominique's laughing at us from behind the camera. Good. Who votes that Dominique should come in front of the camera and come and taste one time?
She's
No?
coming.
There's no microphone.
Oh, what a shame.
You can lend her
Yeah,
our
absolutely.
microphone. No problem. Maybe if these Insta Lives become a bit of a hit, we'll be able to afford more than 2 microphones in future.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Green fruit.
Yeah.
Bit of like honeydew melon, garlic melon, that kind of thing. Gives you texture. Grassy, herbal. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. Nice and, again, elegant, fresh, mineral.
That's the kind of wine I'd like just a sort of sunny day and sit down with a glass of that. Lovely.
Yeah. Okay, what were we saying? They were quite close. In
Yeah.
style and
The
quality.
middle one was that slightly different brooding in
Yeah.
nature, less obvious. But again, that's not a bad thing at all.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're again quality hat on,
Yep.
neither is better or worse there. I think they're all on a par.
Yep. So what would you do in terms of benchmarking here? These are two, you know, there'll be our wine and 2 other good benchmarks, and you'll put them on the website with their price.
Yeah.
And
Blanket
our
finish.
price.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So we're going to call this like a joint, you know,
Full on draw.
Yeah.
full on draw. We're happy with the 3. Okay. So, Joe, which was our wine? Can you look it up? So
I'll do it for you, Joe. You know.
So the
Give me
naked
something to
wine
do.
was number 3. We've said these are all sort of on a par quality wise. This is our Tenute Montefitti Costosa Bianco. I just went to visit Marica this week. We had an amazing visit. Angels are very welcome to visit a lot of our producers, including
Nice
Marica,
holiday.
which would give them a great visit if you wanted to go. So they're a blend of Garganiga and Cortese, all fermented in stainless steel and concrete, so no oak. So this wine we sell for, I don't know, $11.99.
Yeah, thereabouts. One sec. Yes.
$11.99, and the other 2 wines.
The market price is a little higher here. These are $16.99 wines. The others.
Okay, great. So you've picked 2 other wines in the market at $16.99. Call it.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
We've blind benchmarked it against them. We've called it a draw. We can't really split the quality. So there you go. It just shows that we can put a price of $16.99 up on the website, and we can, you know, we can reliably.
So you get £5 off. Yeah.
You know, believe in it, and yeah, that's great.
Great.
Fantastic.
It's great value, isn't it?
It's a great wine for the price.
Yeah, lush.
Absolutely great. Phenomenal.
Right, moving swiftly on.
Are we changing country here?
Yes, we are.
This wine. Put both of our wines up. There's the Costosa. Hold it up. A hand model. Lovely. So there you go. Marica, this Costosa Bianco. She also makes Bardolino. I mentioned earlier, similar part of Italy near the lake. Makes wonderful summer. If we're talking about summer and the weather changing, if you want an amazing red wine for summer, that you can chill down slightly, light, not heavy, great with like salads and stuff. Bardolino, amazing rosé, Bardolino Curetto, beautiful, that sort of Provençal pale pink colour.
And our winemaker of the year.
And our winemaker of the year, exactly.
And coming soon.
Yeah. Winemaker of the year
Last year.
Oh,
last year.
Yeah. But wine
We
coming
get,
in this
but wine launching this year in around May, June time, hopefully. Anyone coming on tour should get a little sneak preview of that wine. Very much hoping.
Is it still a secret as to what it is? I can't remember.
No, I don't think it's a secret. Well, it's not now. Making a Valpolicella Classico. So Marica has vineyards in Costosa, Bardolino, but also Valpolicella. So they make Amarone, Valpolicella Ripasso. We have a number of Valpolicella Ripassos, the sort of bigger, heavier wines. Marica was really keen to make a really juicy Classico style. So none of the dried grape, repassed wine, dried grapes in there. I had a look at the brut tank samples when I was there last week, and it was just absolutely looking beautiful. Really like bright cherry fruit, you know,
Summery red,
great acidity. We're just going to like flesh it out a little bit with some slightly same vineyard, but slightly sort of more extracted darker wine, just to give it a bit more body. That's the plan.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Right.
Okay, Glamorous Assistant, where are we?
We are now over the other side of the world, over to Australia, some Pinot Grigio.
Australian Pinot Grigio. Right. Pinot Grigio really has got everywhere in the world. And what do you guys look for in Pinot Grigio? I mean, it's such a popular grape variety, yet can be hard to describe.
Well, it's got to have balance. Balance is the most important thing. That, you know, there should be no peaks or troughs. Pinot Grigio should be well liked by anyone who tries it. So, if there are any curiosities, then that's probably not what I would look for anyway. Too much anyway.
Commercial style Pinot Grigio, like absolutely. It's a sort of glass of really enjoyable wine that you don't necessarily think too hard about.
Acidity not too high on the acidity front, a bit gentler. Yeah.
Pinot Grigio is actually a sort of semi-red skinned grape variety. So if you leave the juice in contact with the skin a little bit, it can go quite pink. PG blush, Pinot Grigio blush is made usually that way. And then some people have really pushed the boundaries there and, you know, kept it in contact with the skins. You can make really quite a dark wine. Or you can make just a very fresh, delicious, pithy kind of wine.
It's quite appley. Lemony, lemon pith.
It's got a little bit of ripeness, so it's kind of peachiness to it.
Nice and gentle as well.
Very clean.
Very good. No hard edges. Very nice. Polished. Yeah. Fresh. There's nice freshness actually. That wine. Nice and clean. Yep. Thank you. So in Australia, producers might call the wine, they have the option to call it Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris. And that, it's the same variety, and it probably just represents kind of their approach to making it and the kind of style that they're trying to achieve with the wine at the end. So when they say Pinot Gris, they're thinking more of Alsace in eastern France and more like trying to show this kind of slightly spiciness of the Pinot Gris variety. Pinot Grigio, they're trying to make it sort of broadly in an Italian style, like fresh and floral and delicate, really. A bit like in the New World in Oz, where they might call Shiraz either Shiraz or Syrah, depending on what they're kind of trying to create in the end wine. I like that wine. It's got more spiciness to it, bit more
Texture.
character.
Yeah.
Ripe, a bit creamy.
It's not as obvious as some though.
No,
But it's more sort of fleshy fruit than zingy fruit. What do you think?
yeah, fleshier, bit spicier. First one was more appley, but both probably roughly on par with each other. I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. The reduction here.
What do you mean by that?
That's sort of a match strikey, nearly almost
Smoky,
eggy,
kind
smoky,
of slightly eggy.
hydrogen sulfide.
Yeah. So.
You know, Joe?
So that kind of that reduction smell that you just described can sometimes be quite interesting, particularly in various Chardonnays. I don't know about you. I don't love it on a variety like that. I think it you don't really. It makes the nose a little hard to enjoy.
Should be an accent rather than dominating it.
And maybe not what people are going to Pinot Grigio for.
But it doesn't have any of that character on the palate. Like the palate is better.
Yeah, juicier. Still get that smoky mineral on the finish though.
Yeah, a bit more concentration, maybe a bit more extraction of flavors. But yeah, it has that kind of slightly strange sort of smoky quality on the end. That's quite interesting, but I don't know. I think if you're choosing Pinot Grigio primarily for sort of enjoyable glass of wine, it might get in the way a little bit.
Yeah.
Fourth one has very nice smell.
Can I have a bit more, Joe? I still get a bit of the smokiness. Yeah. Ooh. Floral, herbal.
Yeah.
Nice. Jasmine.
To me, that smells almost a bit like Viognier, though.
Sort of what honeysuckle is.
So a bit more honeyed, a bit more like exotic,
Stone fruit,
spicy, stone fruit, nectarine. But maybe, like Pinot Grigio can be really quite flavourful if it sees plenty of sunshine. And we are in Australia here, so you can get quite big personality in the Pinot Grigio. Nice. I think this smells really good.
Nice. And that translates through well, doesn't it? It's juicy and
bit of nice pithy texture at the end. That's good. Good wine. Yeah. Okay, so let's. What should we say? Let's pick our sort of two favorite. I mean, I don't know. Do we think? I don't think that's a draw myself. No. I think
I'd probably drop the third one out.
Yeah,
exactly that.
So we didn't so much like the third one, which will remain nameless for these purposes. But,
unless it's ours.
Unless it's ours, in which case we'll tell you. Yeah. For me, my favourite is the fourth one, last one. I think it's got loads of personality, lots of fruit, loads of fruit going on there. It's like fruit salad in a really good way. And then I like the second one as well.
Yeah. I think that both second and fourth were a little bit more interesting than the first.
Yeah.
Like a quite clean.
There's 2 pieces.
Yeah. No, that will really taste. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you see,
it's got
going
similar...
back to 2, it's quite similar. It's really like full of fruit.
Yeah. It's not too far off,
No.
It's not quite as much power and definition of fruit,
concentration.
but it's all it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
Profile, just not quite as punchy. It's good.
Okay, so we'll go number 4 as our first choice, and number 2 close second. The first one sort of was, kind of middle of the road.
You'd be very happy with that if you wanted Pinot Grigio.
But it doesn't have some of the characters of 2 and 4, and the third one we didn't like so much. It had some
3, 2
straight some sort of smoky kind of quality that. So
is that 3, 2, 4, 1, Joe?
3.
So then we rank the wines. We make
rank
notes of what the ranking is, so that we can refer back to it and remember and all. So
should we reveal?
Real.
So number 4. This was our favourite one.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. That's not number 4, is it? Is that number 4? No, round the wrong.
Yeah, that was number 4.
Number 4.
okay.
So this is Black Stump Chardonnay Pinot Grigio. So that's actually a blend. Yeah. So that is, where did we pick that up
Some
from?
Laithwaites, I guess, that name.
So that's why
Laithwaites, yeah.
I detected some other flavour compounds in there, I think.
Yeah.
So we might struggle to find pure Pinot Grigios in the rest of the market.
Yeah.
So we can't always find exact matches, but I think we might look for another Pinot Grigio straight blend if we can find one. But that stacked up really well, I thought, in terms of quality. How much is that?
That's $12.99.
$12.99. And number 2. Number 2. So this is our sort of close second favourite. We're happy with. Okay, so this is our wine. This is Nina Stocker, Feather Plucker's daughter, Pinot Gris. So she, as I say, she calls this Pinot Gris rather than Pinot Grigio. This is 100% Pinot Gris. Is that good? Thank you, Dominique. 12%. So there we go. Stacks up really well, and that is $9.99.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go. You've saved a few quid, a couple of quid, and we think it stacks up there or thereabouts in the rest of the market.
Yep. Good.
Obviously, everyone has quite different. Lots of we all share some distinct styles of wine, but we also have some unusual wines within our range, and maybe other retailers don't always carry the same wine, so it can be quite a challenge, can't it, Toby? If you find suitable benchmarks,
the right sort of pricing, yeah, absolutely. 2024 vintage as well.
There we go. Cool.
That's quick.
Fantastic. So, we done? Excellent.
All right. Well.
Cool. So hopefully you've found that informative. That's take you a little inside track on how we run the benchmarking process. As I say, we meet once a month.
And we'll be doing this until 2:00 tomorrow.
Got a lot to get through. Yes, absolutely. Brilliant.
Great. And then we'll be back next week. Is that right, Tom? Yeah, for what we were doing before, where you'll just be following along with my ramblings.
What's in your ramblings? What's in your rack?
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Question.
For me, I'd probably say the Costosa Bianco. Probably. It's just sunshine in a glass, so you just want to sit and enjoy that with some mates.
There you go. Great option. I'll split the difference and go Fattori.
What was it you were saying about sitting on the fence earlier on?
Just because I don't personally drink loads of Sauvignon Blanc. It's just there's so many wines to drink in the world, and everyone else does a great job of drinking Sauvignon Blanc. But I just think Italy is like a real unsung hero of making Sauvignon Blanc. There's some really interesting wines up in the north, and this is a brilliant example of it. So there we go.
Perfect.
All right, cheerio, folks.
Cheers.
Sayonara.